115 countries and 22 international organizations have presented their pavilions at Expo in the capital of Kazakhstan to showcase the essence of future energy. Important events, innovative technologies and the greenest projects in the program Astana Expo 2017. The international specialized exhibition Expo 2017 has started in Astana. The opening ceremony was held at the exhibitory object in Astana and was attended by 17 heads of state. President of Kazakhstan, Nursultan Nazarbayev, gave a speech. The theme of the exhibition fully meets the global logic of environmentally balanced, sustainable development of the world. It is relevant for our partners and friends, all participant countries, international organizations and companies present their visions on development of clean energy. Kazakhstan, even having huge hydrocarbon resources, will also actively transition to renewable sources of energy. Such a goal is set in our Development Strategy 2050, a concept of transition to green economy. One of the important guests, Steen Christensen, President of General Assembly at BIE, has also attended the ceremony. According to head of BIE International Expos, beat all records on interest expressed by businesses and publicity. Wide-scale expositions always been platforms that demonstrated the main innovations, and now Expo presents the main issue of modernity.
Over the next 93 days, visitors will see, experience, and learn how countries, international organizations, and companies address the following question: how will we obtain, access, and consume energy in the future? The answers that will emerge during the Expo will be of vital importance for the future of the planet and will contribute to determine the lifestyles of our children and grandchildren.
As Mr. Christensen has explained, the globality of the theme that Kazakhstan raises at Expo 2017 sets agenda for the following issues.
Today, Expo 2017 Astana offers us the means to join our forces and work together for a brighter future. The challenge we have before us is twofold. Energy must become sustainable, and energy must become accessible to all. Without clean and efficient energy, there is no bright future for our planet. And without access to clean and reliable energy, there is no sustainable development.
Light.
The main part of the ceremony is as grand as the theme of Expo. Guests of the event were shown a beautiful and exciting story of creation of universe and solar system, major periods of development of world civilizations, multimedia show, which presented photos of scientists and developers who made enormous contributions into the development of humanity, where people hovered in space, mastering new horizons, plus original dances and a performance of Kazakhstani opera singer Maria Mudrak, kids show who will live on future energy tomorrow. Millions of Kazakhstani citizens, hundreds of thousands of guests from all over the world will get acquainted with outstanding inventions of world engineering and technical thought. The Expo program has planned 6,000 events that will promote prolific cooperation among science, business and the public, and also will familiarize with the culture of Kazakhstan, and not only, both in Astana and across the whole country. Nursultan Nazarbayev invited all of the guests of the exhibition, Expo, to visit not only the seasides of the capital, but also those around the whole Kazakhstan, cultural, historical and recreational places of the country. At the Flags Parade, all guests of the ceremony and viewers on TV have observed the participants of the specialized exposition, which includes 115 countries and 22 international organizations. The celebration continued at the concert and amphitheater. The culmination of opening day at International Expo was multimedia show on the facade of the main building of Expositionary City and symbol of Expo 2017, Nur Alem Sphere. Elements of wind, sun, and water succeeded one another in charming video projections. The ceremony has ended with grandiose firework. Thousands of lights have turned the sky above the capital into various colors. Guests and residents of Astana, who have not been on the official part of the celebration, gathered near Expo City, coming from different parts of the city in order to behold the spectacular fireworks show with their own eyes. In Astana, the exhibit of terracotta army of the Emperor King Shi Huangdi is officially open. The famous exposition is presented in Central Asia for the first time. Original statues of the warriors of 3rd century BC have sparked huge interest in Kazakh society. We are very glad that from historical motherland of Dungans, from Shanxi province, from motherland of Xi Jinping has arrived one of the most famous museum relics of the world, terracotta army. They are called 8th wonder of the world. Of course, it is just 5 of the figures themselves and also other artifacts. It is important that the exhibit arrived here during the most grand event of Kazakhstan in its 25 years of independence, Expo 2017. Judging from how many Astana residents came here today, we can tell that the exhibit is a success. It is noteworthy that the clay statues are the exact copies of the warriors of the Chinese ruler, which were completed by sculptors by hand. In total, there were 8,099 of clay servants buried with the commander of the army. Of course, it is pity that back in 1974, when these statues were revealed, they were all colorful and looked great. But over time, all color has decayed because of the fungi, and the government of China has immediately stopped excavations. Now there are new tombs found, but nobody is touching them right now, until modern technology that preserves the color of the statues is invented. As organizers note, the number of famous exhibits is limited by the space that the National Museum of Kazakhstan could provide. However, our nearest neighbors tried to fully reflect the diversity and uniqueness of museum relics. All warriors here are of different rank. It is shown through their armors and equipment. For instance, the statue of infantryman in armor in a combat posture significantly differs from lightly equipped infantrymen in kaftans, also found in Emperor's tomb. In modern China, thanks to unique artifacts, archaeologists are researching the structure not only of infantry, but also the representatives of other military classes. Also at the exposition in Astana presented are copies of Chinese cavalry, officers in armors, and statue of an officer of high rank. Also presented here is a person who grooms horses. As already known, it was revealed that the first people to tame horses were Kazakhs. Therefore, in a terracotta army, there was a special person who groomed horses. And here are the statues that represented the stableman. They brought him here. He is in a glass frame, and it symbolizes that long back then, one could identify the ethnicity by the statue. Apart from sculptures, the exposition presents more than 50 archaeological objects, among which are weapons, houseware, and jewelry. The walls of the exposition are decorated with photos of other warriors from the tomb of the emperor and information about them. In presenting the exhibit, we aim to make it feel like it is an exposition in our country, the order, the surroundings, the layout of our museum, so that people would feel like they're in China. Terracotta army of the emperor, King Shi Huangdi, was found by peasants in 1974. In the tomb of the emperor were found horses, chariots, and weapons. At present, the ancient monuments of Chinese culture are a part of UNESCO's World Heritage. The exposition at the National Museum in Astana will last till the end of the international exposition Expo 2017. International organizations have presented their own pavilion at Expo 2017. Structural units of UN, International Renewable Energy Agency, OECD, International Atomic Energy Agency, Economic and Social Commission for Asia and the Pacific, and other organizations have told about their projects in terms of the theme Future Energy.
Kazakhstan is creating this platform for countries, businesses, civil society, academia to come together and share experiences, learn from each other and come up with new ideas to renew their commitment to a Paris Agreement and Sustainable Development Goals, of which energy is a huge component. We need energy, we need sustainable energy so that we have a sustainable future for the next generations to come.
As Expo participants note, the international exposition raises global issues.
If there is a challenge of today is the energy theme. And the idea to have this specific theme is simply great. I am talking from my heart because I'm having the expertise in energy, and energy issues deserve to be seen or be, widely promoted.
A lot of international organizations which have been placed at the pavilion are officially represented in Kazakhstan. They all implement various projects in Kazakhstan and beyond in realms of energy efficiency, energy sustainability, and alternative energy. Here, the Section 9, UN agencies and UNDP is one of such agencies. And by demonstrating our technologies, we would like to help in creating a scientific center of green technologies under UN agenda. Also, it is something that President Nazarbayev has mentioned in his speech at General Assembly in 2015. Indeed, this platform of Expo should be used in most practical way to nurture skills, to bring technologies and involve UN agencies and other organizations so that they could be applied in small and medium businesses. The interactive installation at the Pavilion of International Organizations is a sandbox in which the ceramic sand serves as a model of various relief situations and respective changes. Here one can choose a game, day and night, waterfall, volcanoes, ocean, seasons, and in such a format to familiarize oneself with natural processes. By the way, the engineering development of Russian authors can be further added with new situational games. This installation demonstrates two approaches. First, it is UNDP's experience, what we have done in terms of the project. Second, it is an educational one for children. We show basics of environment in a game format. This all is done as a part of UNDP activities. We show our experience, what has been implemented in the east of Kazakhstan, Almaty and Kyzyl regions. In the east of Kazakhstan and Almaty region, we show their experience on development of remote pastures with the use of alternative sources of energy. The organizers plan to install interactive sandboxes after the exposition period at Nazarbayev intellectual schools so that this useful practice spreads around all educational institutions of Kazakhstan. The presented projects at the pavilion are not the only ones.
Оазисное решение на примере нашего проекта, который финансируется Европейским Союзом.
This oasis irrigation used in our project, which is funded by European Union, we're implementing in collaboration with UNEEC and UNDP. One of the interesting pilot projects we will complete in one of the most remote regions of Kazakhstan, one of the driest regions of Kazakhstan, in which applying green technologies using wind station, solar station, drip and irrigation, we get clean water. It helps the farming business to increase production by 2 or even 5 times and more. Such technologies are already used in Israel.
2 или даже в 5 раз больше. И, такие технологии применяются, например, в Израиле.
As representatives of UN departments note, all pilot projects were implemented in Kazakhstan to demonstrate environmental and economic benefit of introducing principles of energy efficiency and clean energy. And it is very important that all guests of Expo have an opportunity to see and hear about them, because issues of green economy should concern everyone.